Samaya, how you doing?
Great. What about you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for coming to the panel.
Yeah, of course. So before we begin, I just want you to know I'm not really here to mostly debate. I'm just here to learn about Christianity too. So I'm not here to reject your book or anything. And I'm just, here to learn and to see what I know of. And if I don't know something, you can probably tell me about it so I can look forward into religion and, learn about it.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. So do you have a question that you want, or did you want me to ask you a question?
Of course, you can go ahead, or we can finish the conversation you had with the previous guy.
Okay.
If that's before.
Sure. So I was asking if you guys can prove that Jesus is the Messiah. Now, I know that the Quran makes the claim. It says Jesus is the Messiah, but what is the proof that the Quran gives that Jesus is the Messiah? What does it show us? What it means to be Messiah? Does it show us what the mission of the Messiah is supposed to be, so that we see, oh, Jesus does fit that, so he is the Messiah? Does the Quran show us this or no?
Okay, so before the comments are saying my age. I'm 17. It's just that I'm sick, so I have a high-pitched voice before anything.
It's okay. So, everyone's welcome here.
So why we believe that Jesus is the Messiah? Because of his virgin birth and his message and the miracles that he had, of course.
Okay, this is a good start. So let's do with the first part, the virgin birth.
Yes.
All right. How do you know that the Messiah was supposed to be born of a virgin? So we see in the Quran that it says Jesus is born of a virgin. That's cool. How do you know that is a messianic requirement? That to be the Messiah, that the Messiah is supposed to be born of a virgin. Jesus is born of a virgin, so boom, Jesus is the Messiah. So how do you know that fits a messianic requirement?
So I'm not sure, but what I know of is Mary, his mother, was chosen of all women because of her faith with God, and she was a great woman. So God chose her to have Jesus as a great prophet to send the message. And well, look, I don't know mostly about the Holy Spirit in Christianity, but the Holy Spirit in the Quran is the angel Gabriel. So we know that he's the one who breathed into her and blew on her, or you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes. He breathed into Mary, and that's how she conceived Jesus. But that doesn't necessarily answer the question, right? So the question is being born of a virgin a messianic requirement? And do you know how to answer that?
I'm not sure. Probably not.
Okay. How would you know what is a messianic requirement? Where would you go? Like, for example, the Jews reject that Jesus is the Messiah, right?
Yeah.
How would you prove to a Jew that Jesus is the Messiah? How would you prove it?
I had miracles just by him being born as a virgin. That just proves, even though they rejected and accused Mary adultery.
Yeah.
It still proves that he was born by a virgin birth, and he had miracles too. So,
but think about it this way.
Yeah.
You have so if you have the virgin birth, at the least that you have is just a miraculous birth. That's all. That doesn't show that he's the Messiah specifically, unless the Messiah was supposed to be born of a virgin. If the Messiah is supposed to be born of a virgin, then Jesus being born of a virgin proves he's the Messiah. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's where I'm getting to is being born of a virgin. How does that prove that Jesus is the Messiah? Is that something that was supposed to happen with the Messiah? And if so, how do we know?
Can you actually tell me more about it? Because I'm not pretty sure that I have an answer to that.
Very good. No, that's okay. So basically what I'm trying to steer you guys with this question is that, first of all, the term Messiah comes from the Bible. Okay. It comes from the Torah, the Zabur, and the writings of the prophets. That's where it first originates. Right. So in order for us to understand fully the context of what it means to be the Messiah and the mission of the Messiah, his descriptions, what he is, right? We would need to go to the origins, meaning the scriptures. We have to go check the scriptures and see what it says. And so the scriptures tell us what the Messiah is supposed to be, what he's supposed to do, where he's supposed to be born, the tribe that he's supposed to come from. It gives us all of these descriptions and details so that nobody can just come out of nowhere and claim they're the Messiah. There's specific details, specific check boxes that people have to check off in order to be the Messiah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I said when you mentioned the virgin birth, it was good because, but you didn't know that yet. Being born of a virgin is one of those things in the scriptures that identifies the Messiah.
Right.
But here's something that it says here, okay? Because I'm gonna read the prophecy to you, okay? So if we go to the prophecy about the virgin birth, this is what it says. This is Isaiah chapter 7 in the Bible, verse number 14. Okay, and I'll share my screen too with you so that you can see it as well. So let me flip my screen. All right. Oops. There we go. All right. So this is. Hold on, let me just actually move this tab over here. There we go. Much easier for me. All right, you see the screen? You there?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. It says, therefore, I lost her.
No, I'm here.
Okay. Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Now, this is where we see the virgin birth prophecy about the Messiah. So we know the one who's born of a virgin is the Messiah. But there's a little nugget here about who he is. That his name shall be called Emmanuel, right? Which means, this is the Hebrew word. Emmanuel means God is with us. So the one who's going to be born of a virgin is God with us. That's who the Messiah is.
Okay, I understand that part. Yeah, now I'm getting where it's coming from. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you address, or when you acknowledge, when the Quran acknowledges that Jesus is the Messiah, or that Jesus was born of a virgin, it's appealing back to this, which says that the one who's born of the virgin is God with us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that part. But is the virgin birth the only thing that makes Jesus the Messiah?
Oh no, there's more. There's actually a lot more. There's a lot more. Look. Matter of fact, I'm glad you asked that. You're asking the best questions than anybody that came on the panel. So let me show this really quick. Yeah, there's other things that show that Jesus is the Messiah. So the virgin birth, him being God with us, and then we also have another prophecy about where he's going to be born. And so look at this is what it says here. So Micah 5 verse 2. Whoops, did I spell it right? Okay, I did. All right. Micah 5 verse 2. So it says here, but you, O Bethlehem Ephrathah, who are too little to be among the clans of Judah, from Bethlehem, from you shall come forth for me one who is to be ruler in Israel, whose coming forth is from old, from ancient days. So this tells us where the Messiah is going to be born, but it also tells us that that's not where he is. He doesn't come into existence at his birth, but he's from ancient days. He existed before being born. He already existed even before his birth. He's from ancient days. Coming forth is from old. So we have Isaiah 7 that talks about the virgin giving birth is God with us. The Messiah is God with us. And then here it tells us where the Messiah is going to be born. And it tells us that his origins are from ancient days, from everlasting. He existed before his birth.
Okay, now I'm understanding what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's one more I want to show you.
Go ahead.
It also tells us what's going to happen to him. This is also what makes him the Messiah. One of the biggest points that makes him the Messiah. The scriptures tells us what happens to him, what he's going to go through. So look at this. This is Isaiah 53. It says here, starting in verse 2, for he grew up before him like a young plant and like a root out of dry ground. He had no majesty that we should look at him, and no beauty that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And as one from whom men hide their faces, he was despised and we esteemed him not. Now here's the special part. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we esteemed him stricken. We thought he was smitten by God and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. And upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace. And with his wounds we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. This is the last part. We have turned everyone to his own way. And the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all, the sins of us all.
Yeah.
So it tells us that the Messiah, when he comes, he's going to be rejected by his own people, going to be despised by men. He's going to be pierced for our transgressions, and the Lord is going to lay all of our sins unto him. And through him, we'll be healed.
Oh, okay. I got you. Like, I'm understanding more and more, of course. But look, so I saw your argument previously with him, and I read the Quran, and I know which verse you got it. And look, trust me, I listen to you because I love to learn about other religions and get to know about, which one is the truth and which one is the word and has evidence. So I would appreciate you if you hear what I'm trying to say in here.
I try my best.
Okay, so you said it was 48 verse 2, right?
About Muhammad sinning?
Yes, about Muhammad sinning.
Yeah.
Okay, so this surah, which is the chapter, the reason why it came is because of what happened, which is called the Treaty of Trump in English. That's what they call it. So the reason why that all came is not to forgive Muhammad for his sins. It's to show the people that didn't integrate with him. So if you read from verse 1, it says, indeed we have, well, the one that I have in English right now might be different from you, but it's still in English. So it says, indeed we have granted you a clear prophet so that Allah may forgive you for your past and your shortcomings. And also,
wait, hold on. What's the point that you're trying to say here?
I'm trying to say that this verse was not supposed to be to say that the prophet sinned and that God told him to seek him and ask for forgiveness.
But it says that he sinned in the past and now God is forgiving him.
It says so that God may forgive you for your past and future shortcomings.
Yeah, the word the word is not shortcomings. The word is sin in the Arabic. The word is let me pull up the word for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to read Arabic.
Yeah, Danbika, right?
Then right, you're right. You said it good too.
Thank you.
But so you have that the meaning for us. See, the reason why we don't mostly translate Quran from Arabic to English because it has a lot of different meanings all at once. Because Arabic is a really strong language. So we have it here. I know if I read it to you, you're not gonna understand it, but verse 2 says لِيَغْفِرْ لَكَ ذَنْبِكَ وَمَا تَأَخَّرَ. And here, the meaning for us is that Allah will support his prophet and misfortune, that's how you say it?
Yeah, misfortune. Yeah, but
with disbelievers. So,
yeah, this is the point with this, sis. I understand if you have an interpretation of this, but to reject or deny what the verse blatantly says, that's where the problem comes. So if you want to say that this verse is showing that Allah supports Muhammad, that's fine, but we can't deny that Allah is supporting Muhammad in forgiving him of his past and future sins. That's how he's supporting him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. I know what you're trying to say. And also for the guy before me when he said that the point, or I don't know if it was you or him, but he was trying to put that the prophet the same place as Jesus. One of the things that the Quran tells you not to do is to put prophets above each other. Like, I don't call Moses stronger than Jesus because he separated the sea and Jesus didn't do that. That doesn't work. Because I have them as,
I get you. I know the point. Do you believe that who do you say is the best example for mankind? Mankind. Who's the best example? Who's the best moral example for mankind?
Well, it's because I can't, put above each other because they were all great in the Quran.
Okay.
Which y'all don't have. It's because we don't have none of the messengers sent ever.
I'll take that. I'll take that because you're being consistent. You're being consistent, so that you're actually giving the right answer in what you're saying. You're saying that you can't really pick because they're all great and you can't make a distinction. So you're being consistent. unlike other Muslims who I've asked this question to, they'll immediately say Muhammad, which would show that they're being inconsistent. But you're different. You're being consistent with what the Quran says. So I appreciate that. When is your birthday, if you don't mind me asking?
The date or the year?
The month.
Oh, January.
Oh, okay. So you just turned 71. I look. So I'll tell you what. I hope that I want to first thank you for coming on. You were very brave and you're very humble and kind in how you spoke. And I appreciate that a lot. You gave me a better conversation than most of the real adults that I talk to. So I want to appreciate you. However, I have to limit our conversation because of
course.
Because you're 71.
But I will keep watching your live to know more about also Christianity, of course.
Absolutely. Do you have a Bible, or do you have a Bible online that you?
Yes, I have the Bible.
Perfect.
And I have it in Arabic too, and I'm starting.
That's good.
So, and right now I think I'm on the New Testament because I already read the Old Testament, and
So this is what I want you to focus on this time, okay? When you as you're going through the Bible. Since today we're talking about the Messiah, right? I want you to focus on messianic prophecies, the prophecies about the Messiah and how Jesus fulfills them. Look into that. It'll blow your mind, sis. It'll blow your mind. Okay? All right. Well, God bless you. Yeah. And don't forget, next January, join my live again. Okay? Come back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Take care. Why is it that the younger ones are able to give the best conversations?